Matcha. How are you doing? Yeah, you got it. Oh yeah. Okay. Let me get some stuff going here. We will get started. Okay, here we go. This. Sorry, just make sure I'm getting some posts out. People know I've gone live. There we go. All right. Close this out. And can you hear me okay? Anyone hear me all right? Make sure my audio is looking okay. Let's see here. What bourbon they market? Sounds good. Okay, great. And we will go ahead and get started here in just a second. 44% herb to start us off. I'm gonna run our ad. It'll let me. Yeah, there we go. Sure. Hi, Victory. All right. Let's switch over here. And we should probably zoom ourselves out just a little bit. There we go. All right. We should be good here. Question mark. Hi everyone, hope y'all are doing well this fine Thursday. I am doing pretty good. I am just tired. I have been doing leather work all morning, all day to be honest. So this is going to be a little bit more chill of a stream. I've been trying to catch up on some commission work that I've been needing to do, and some nice burnished pieces here that will eventually become a ball gag. But those, also been working on this one. We will probably assemble this one here in a little bit. I've just been waiting for it to dry. And then I've got a lace line choker that is also in ready to be stitched. So we got some stuff to do for our commissions, but I also want to focus on getting some work done for the market. So here's the lace line choker, pretty much ready to go. Just needs to be stitched up. First though, I want to focus on the market because that's money that I'm hoping to make. And we need to get some things ready. Namely, we need to get through some of our patches. In the time since last night, I printed out or engraved a set of red leather patches as well, both the triangles and the circles. I got a couple more of the triangles that just came off the engraver. Yeah. Let's see if these look half decent. Okay. These look okay. Interestingly, the one custom commission one that I have, get these pulled off here. The one custom commission one that I've got that I was actually printing out for a customer or engraving for a customer did not do right. It did not print perfectly. So I'll have to redo that one. But we don't have to do it right now. For now, I think we're going to focus on cleaning these up a little bit and actually getting some paint on them so that they are ready to go. Alright, and thank you. I'm glad you think they look pretty. I think they turned out pretty dang good myself. We'll focus on these. I need to let these kind of sit, and then I probably need to rinse them. But we are going to go through and we are going to paint some of these. Namely, the bite risk ones will all get paint, and I'm thinking about doing the Therian ones as well. I'm not sure exactly which ones what I'll paint on there, but we're going to start with the bite risk. I could do some like pride flags, or I could do just solid colors. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure what I want to do yet. The bite risk is easy though. That's just going to be some white paint. So we are just going to grab my paint tray here and some of my paints, and we'll go from there. Ooh, actually the Therian ones, we could play with some of our neon colors that are black light or UV light reactive. That could be really fun. So we got some cool options. Put that down. But yeah, how's everyone doing? Also, it seems like my music just stopped. Okay. There we go. Alright, I think we'll take a second, peel off some of these dried up paints. Yeah, we don't wanna just sit in like abject silence with nothing but, my voice. And whatever noises I make on the workbench. I was kind of expecting someone to say that. Look, y'all, there is an ASMR redeem in the bits category if y'all ever really want that. We can make that happen. Matcha. I do make somewhat decent noises on occasion. I need to make them more often. Over here making me blush. Okay, so the first thing I actually want to do is, we'll paint first. I need to eventually do the stitch lines and all of these, but since I've already got the paints out, I think we're going to start there. So for this, we are going to focus on the teeth pretty extensively. So I'm going to grab a brush here. We'll see if I can find a good one for this. It's the right side. Right size. Can't speak today. But yeah, I am exceptionally tired. Just general work stuff. I feel like I have been going on a grind to get a number of these projects done, so this will be kind of a good change of pace for me. Make it, kind of take it a little bit easy for a little bit. Alright. Let me get our paint here. Plus, we haven't painted much since before the last market. And for some reason, I don't know why or how, but my painting streams tend to be some of my more popular ones. I think it's just because they're super chill. So we're going to start with some painting, and we'll see how far we get. I am going to put one of my mats down here. Oh my gosh, a raid. Toby, thank you so much. Holy shit. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for the raid. Yes, bite risk. We are working on, right now we're working specifically on some leather patches in prep for a market that I'm doing this weekend. Toby, how are you? What were you working on? Yeah, welcome everybody. So glad you could drop by. Feel free to stick around if you want, but take care of yourself first and foremost. Stretch, get some water, grab a snack, whatever you need to do. And otherwise, welcome to the stream. I hope you have a good time. You're about 75%? Oh, 75% bird, yes. Love that. %. We're getting a few high percentage burbs. You got burbed out. So yeah, if you get 100% burb, which this is a completely random chance, you will get VIP for the month, or rather VIB'd. So please feel free. I just think it's a fun way to do VIPs, and hopefully y'all think so as well. Get these teeth painted, because let's be honest, if we're going to be a bite risk, we want to have some big biters. You made a necklace? You made a necklace and played Risk. Oh, I've been scammed. Ooh, awesome. What kind of necklace were you working on? Yep, VIB is very important verb. Alright. Now that we know what kind of burb I am now, it looks like I'm kind of where I was last night, leaning towards the scrungly seagull and horny pigeon, which I think is a pretty solid place to be. If you're new here and you haven't heard, I am a firm believer that birds fall somewhere on that 3-point spectrum, and just about every bird is somewhere in there. thank you so much for the follow. Let's see. My request or my setup is super not visible. Agent Death LG, thank you so much for the follow. And yeah, thanks for hanging out. But yeah, feel free to come back anytime. We'd love to have you. And get some good rest. I know how that can feel. I will be probably taking some meds and zonking out pretty early tonight myself once I finish stream. So. Oh my gosh. Thank you for the gifted subs. Holy shit. Welcome to all new subs and for the hype. So thank you. Welcome in Tanya, Kalis.
We started a hype train.
Luminardi and Zinjin. Thank you so much, or welcome to the subs, and thank you for the anonymous sub gift. Wow. All right. Good night, Agent. Raids are always, like, I enjoy it, but raids are always so, like, oh my gosh, what's happening? There's so many things going on all at once. Like, I'm just trying to paint. But for real, thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for raiding again, Toby. If you haven't followed or checked out Toby's stream, I highly recommend it. The jewelry is lovely, Toby's lovely, and it's just kind of a really chill vibe. So if you like the kind of chill that I do, definitely give them a follow. Follows are free, and who knows, you may find your new favorite streamer. So I encourage it. Why can't this bike stand up? It's too tired. I mean, that's a mood. That's just me. Why can't I stand up? Because I'm too tired. Also, hi, Nova. Alright. Get some of these teeth painted. Thank you so much for the hype train, for everybody who's been gifting subs and who's been supporting me. We are on a new sub goal right now. If we can get those 16 subs, which I think now is like now it's like 11 or something, we will do a leather giveaway at the end of the month. And the more subs I get, if we meet our goal and exceed it, the more subs on top of that goal means that the giveaways can be better. So where we might start with something smaller, like some custom painted patches or something, if we get a whole bunch of subs and support, I may get to a point where I'm giving away a fully custom collar set. It all just depends on y'all's support, of which I'm already immensely grateful and thankful for all of it. So there'll be no need to enter for the giveaway. It'll be anybody who wants to enter for free. The sub goal is just to like unlock it in the sense of like, we'll do it. And since we're like 2 days into the month and we just got 5 gifted subs, I'm pretty confident we're gonna get there. We'll probably wind up doing a giveaway pretty readily here. And I can't tell you how long I spent just researching how to do all of this legally, because giveaways and raffles are always a pain. Spubby. Shapoopy. What is up, Masha? You'll be back. You have to run. That's fair. You have a lovely time. Travel safe. And yeah, we just started, so I'll probably be here when you get back. Looking forward to it. really, really pleased with how these patches have turned out. Let's see. This was one of those, just like my PNG tuber, this was one of those like 3 a.m. fueled by exhaustion and inspiration designs. So I'm sure I could eventually improve on the design if I really wanted to, and I kind of do, but for what it is, I'm very pleased with how it looks, and I hope people like it as well. We'll see. The furry market seems like a good spot to do this, or to debut this piece. Ooh, we got a new emote. Yeah, we can definitely slap one on your jacket, Victe. I think the navy looks really good too, but I'm excited to see what it looks like in the red once it's all painted up. Matcha, you try every time. You probably just need to shorten it. I've upped the TTS max too to a minute instead of 30 seconds. So that one must have been one that was going to take quite a while. There we go. Yep, probably does need spaces. It says it contains spam. The white on this navy looks so good. Custom leather patches are just something that are super fun to do. I really enjoy doing this like custom paint jobs. That's why I like doing the pride flags as well. But yeah, I would say that looks pretty good. Also, I realized that I didn't have my other light on. I could probably, even if I wanted to, add some like red somewhere in that to make it look a little bloody, or a little more messy, which might be good. But that's something I can toy with later. For now, let's just get all the white painted. Hopefully everyone here is staying cool this week. I know a heat wave's supposed to be coming back. We're lucky up here in the PNW that it's probably not going to be all that bad, for us at least. But hopefully everyone else is staying cool and comfy and cozy, and not pushing themselves too hard for 4th of July.
Guys? Can I slice some potatoes? Okay. Thanks.
I love that it just opted to spell it out. Nice. You have to do mini golf. You have to do gardening in 40 Celsius with humidity? That's awful. I hope you took care of yourself. Drink more water. I don't care if you've recovered. Go drink more water. That's so hot. And not in like the fun way. The only day the wife you had. That's fair. There we go. I feel like this brush is not the best for this. It might be the best I have right now. I really need to go purchase a new set of brushes. These are all showing a lot of sign that they are coming to the end of their life. You're all good. You took 2 hours to do 45 minutes of work. Brushes are expensive. These are pretty cheap. These were not like super expensive brushes. So, and they've lasted me for well over a year. So I am not like super displeased about having to get new ones. And thank you for the Awebo. Good to see you, Star. Hopefully you're doing pretty well today. Yeah, these, I mean, so this is acrylic, and I mean, I could invest in some really nice brushes if I wanted to, but I'm a cheap bitch, and I'm also the kind of person that has learned to just make do with whatever I had in the moment. So I'll probably eventually invest in some really nice brushes, but for now, we can survive. They're low on my priority list. Go. Get some of that. Yeah, the white on the navy looks really good. I am very pleased with how this turned out. Star, here's one of the finished white on navy. Eventually, I might rework the design a little bit to make the text pop a little more. But for now, I think this is a good outcome. I think they turned out just fine. We love the Wii Shop music. Go. for anybody who missed last night, I should show you how the dragon scales turned out. We definitely still have work to do. Got to get them dyed, of which I've ordered some dye, so we'll probably work on that project next week. But they turned out really good. I'm very pleased with the tooling on those pieces. As soon as I get this done, I will grab them and show you how they look. There we go. You put a photo of your car on Grindr profile, you have trans girls hitting you up. Wait, you have the Boogaloo? Oh no. Also, Moody, thank you so much for the scan. I have no idea what that turned out as. I was looking down. Well, what am I currently? What is this verb? So here's the dragon scale print. Get up a little closer. Yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. I can definitely go back through. There's a couple places that I can do a few more adjustments to clean up the edges, but it looks really nice. Also, Victe's right, your Subaru is very iconic. So I'm not surprised that they were excited about seeing it. Yeah, the pattern in the edge did turn out good. I'm glad we settled on the kind of more dappled edge. We went through a lot of different iterations or thoughts, but it ended up looking really good. I think it makes the scale sit really nicely. And once we get a teal color on it, I think it's going to look so nice. It occurs to me for these patches, because these are going to be sew-on patches, they're not going to be any of the iron-ons. Mini golf, yeah, that's going to get it's going to get dyed a teal, and then I plan on going over it with mica powder to give it a kind of like highlight of gold, like a dusting of gold. Which should look really good.
Zaris needs a bird to stop shrimping. Zaris needs you to hydrate.
I am no longer shrimping, and I will hydrate here in just a second. I was definitely shrimping, I will be honest with y'all. Yeah, I think the teal and the gold's gonna look good. I also have a gold thread that I can use for the edges. So I think it's gonna be a really nice combo. And I might actually do something I don't usually do with that. We'll see. I might do a brushed brass for the hardware. 70% burb. Here's my hydration. I need to refill it here in a few. We're all pretty low on burb scores right now. Who's going to be our first VIB of the month? Lower than yesterday. Well, don't worry. You can keep going. It is completely random. I have not figured out a way to program where it grows over time. Once I do that, things will get a lot more interesting, because I will absolutely make it where the more you do, the more burb you get, because I think that would be fun. Also, I want to corrupt everybody into birds. You know, sub goals and all that. Or rather, underlying goals. Alright, it's looking good there. You mean you ate all those peanuts and it didn't even make you more burb? Nope. You gotta add bird seed to it. And then depending on the species of bird, you can also add chicken. Birds don't give a fuck about cannibalism. If you're a bird, you're definitely a seagull. That's what I'm gonna have to do next. Now that I've gotten the scanner going for my own self, I need to get a scanner running for chat. That way you can see what kind of burb you are. Ooh, maybe I'll make that a VIP command only. That could be fun. So once you get to 100% burb, then you can figure out what kind of burb you are. If you can't tell, I have way too much fun with these like chat commands and channel point rewards. Your evening meds are making you extra sleepy? That's a mood. I'm super tired today. I've been doing leather work since about 11 o'clock, almost non-stop, and I am feeling it. So I am taking it easy today. You'll also notice in our schedule for the next week, which some of y'all noticed probably at the start, I am not going to be streaming this Sunday. I am going to take that as just time off, because I kind of need a break, and I want to get back into leatherworking bright and ready to go on Monday. So, won't do a Sunday stream like usual. We will get back into Deltarune eventually, but I just want to make sure I'm taking care of myself first and foremost. Doesn't help that you've had 7 to 10 action. Oh gosh, Zaris, Matcha, both of you, get some sleep. We're gonna have to have a big cuddle sleep fest. I say that, but I know for a fact that, like, nobody would sleep. Go. Alright. Touch up this one down here. And I think this is good to go. We'll move over to the red while we let these dry for a little bit. Might have to do a little touch up here and there. You did finally sleep last night. Yeah, snuggle and cuddle with the girls is always a good one. Always a good thing to do. Okay. I am going to... I actually realized that I need to do a little bit of sanding here. Make sure this paint sticks nicely. Sides are going to look a little better for me. There we go. we are. Artfulness. It is super hot. That would be my big problem too. As fun and nice as cuddles are, heat is very difficult to get around, and I am a hot-blooded bird, so that would probably mean that I would leave any cuddles pretty quickly. Go. This white pops so nicely on this red. Just gotta make sure this is a relatively smooth coat here. Definitely have to go back over it again. What's happened on this channel? Oh, well, welcome in. This is so my name's Birdie. I am a leather crafter. I make all sorts of stuff, and I tend to stream it along the way. So I definitely, tonight we are working on painting some patches. I'm getting ready for an art market this weekend. We are painting some genuine leather patches and then working on a few commissions that I have later on. And generally just kind of relaxing and chatting and having a nice time. I've been doing leather for a few years now. Started it about 10 years ago, but didn't start doing it like more full-time until about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and then started streaming not too long ago just to kind of share my craft. Also, I do better body doubling when I have somebody working with me, and so this is a great way to kind of, you know, fill that perception for me. I work a lot better when I have people to chat with. Thank you so much for coming in. I hope you can stick around for a little bit. Feel free to be as engaged as you want, or just kind of sit back and relax. I do have a shop. So my website is bbleatherwork.com. It'll also pop up here. Thank you so much for the follow, Artful. I really appreciate it. I don't know if I have a command set up for actually just showing my shop. I really should do that. Let me see if my chat bot has done a recent one. Oh, mini golf, thank you so much. I'm just gonna pin that for now. That is my shop. Feel free to check it out. I do a lot of custom work. In fact, that's probably what I would say I specialize in. These patches are not yet on the site, so I'll warn you there. These just designs I did just early last week, and these are kind of the first run of them, but they will make their way to the shop. And you're always welcome to reach out and just say, hey, I actually want one of those, and I will get one to you. Definitely gonna have to do a couple different coats on this. It looks really good on the red, but I'm also seeing some of the red bleed through the white a little bit. Let's see. Let's do 5 minutes. think that should be good there. You can wait, you're patient. That's fair. They will be on the site pretty soon. I am going to that market this weekend, and then this is kind of where I'm debuting these. And then probably first thing next week, I will get them updated so that they're on the site and ready to purchase. Markets are just a great way for me to see like how popular they are. But most of my custom patches sit right around $15. I can do fully custom ones towards like whatever design you want. Those typically are a little bit more. I think they wind up being somewhere between $15 and $20 a piece. But they're genuine leather, they're stitch on, and I actually will punch the holes, so it's an easy job to just stitch it onto any piece of clothing that you have. And I can even make them iron on. So there's a lot of freedom and option in how you can do the patches you like. Nova, it's going to be good to see you at the market too. I'm excited. We haven't seen each other in forever, so it'll be good to catch up again. I don't know why I keep putting my paint over here. It really just needs to be on top or on the right. I should print some of these or engrave some of these patches in my whiskey color. I think a brown would look really good with this. Artful, if you don't mind saying, how'd you stumble across? Was this just on the crafting page, or was this like coming from another channel? I'm always curious how people kind of find my work or find what I do. Just through the makers and crafting. Awesome. Yes. I will be putting the paddle key fobs into the store as well. Everything I make eventually makes its way to my store, unless it's very specifically something someone else designed. If it's something that I'm designing, it'll make it into the store at some point. Go. We'll let that dry. So we got our nice navy blue and wine red here. They look pretty good. This is not the best one to show off because it's got a little blemish. But yeah, I think those turned out really nicely. Continue to let these dry. I've got a fair bit more of them to paint. So we will keep on moving forward. Yeah, the wine red is one of my favorite colors. This leather is so pretty. I made some really good patches with it last year, and I've made some really good leather pieces with it this year. The patch that my partner wears on her jacket is a Therian emblem in this wine red leather, so very similar to this. But I painted the interior to be trans pride colors, and then it's a wine red instead of a navy. It's really nice. Zaris, have a good night. Thank you for hanging out while you could. Get some good rest, okay? Sleep well, and we'll see you this weekend. good reminder for everyone else watching, if you need to get up, stretch, or take care of yourself, grab a snack or a drink, please do so. I appreciate all of y'all, and I want you taking care of yourself. Alright, let's see how this triangle one turns out. This is the first of the triangle design that I'm doing as well. So it's a slightly smaller design. But I like the triangle shape because of like the natural like caution that comes with it. Kind of looks like a warning sign of some kind. One of these days I'm going to get a very nice yellow leather. I actually have a client who's interested in me purchasing some soon. When I have that leather, I will absolutely be doing these patches in a yellow, so I have a true caution sign. Your burrito is being held hostage by DoorDash. Ah, no. They can't just hold the burrito. Matcha deserves her burrito. Tell DoorDash you're hungry, and they should hurry up and bring it. I say that knowing full well it's out of their control. I hope you get it soon, hun. You know how it feels to wait for food when you're real hungry at the end of the day. Here we go. Ordered nachos too. He just, yeah, they're dying. Oh no, they're gonna get like stale and soggy. Were they nachos in that they were separated from the sauce, or are they all together in like one big pile? Because if they're separated, you have a chance. Aw, thank you, Artful. Emma Alamo convertible cuffs. I do make cuffs. I'm actually curious to look up that design, because I make some convertible cuff designs as well, and I'm always curious to see how people do them. I do pretty much everything from non-kink all the way into kink. A couple of the pieces I was working on today actually will be turned into a ball gag. So, definitely wide variety of stuff. Smokey, hi, welcome. You just want your meat cylinder here and in your belly. I get that. Let's see. Emma Alamo. Sorry, now you've got me curious. I gotta look this up. Emma Alamo convertible cuff. Oh, hey, actually, that design is very similar. These might be the ones that I originally saw and designed mine off of. Because the design is very, very close. I have a set that's very similar in that. The difference is that my design is I actually added buckles to the long portion so that they're adjustable for size of wrist. They aren't made just to size, but can be adjusted for a wide variety of sizes. But otherwise, they look very similar, and I'm sure that the original piece that kind of inspired me to make it probably was an Emma Alamo, now that I'm looking at it. Nowadays I do mostly padded cuffs. I do still do convertible cuffs, but these days a lot of what I do is more dedicated kinkwear, because I like making sure that the stuff is really functional and comfortable. And the convertible stuff is always really great for lightweight play, but it's not always the best or most durable for really like significant scenes. So they're definitely still in my shop. You can definitely find them, but I recommend the full cuff sets. Go. Just gonna touch these up again, trying to get this white to look a little less pink because that red is kind of bleeding through. However, if it looks pink in the end, it's just gonna look a little bit like that. I think it looks good. Yeah, that's kind of my thought. So Artful, I'm a bigger girl. I deal with a lot of weight flux and a lot of like I've got wide wrists as they are. This bracelet is actually an anklet, and I've just turned it into a bracelet because it fit that way. So I get that. I like to make things as adjustable as possible. I like to be as size inclusive as possible, and so I really like to do custom work where I can take measurements and actually make something to people's like specifications when I can. So I just think that's important. All the toxic. Look, it's a good mood to be in occasionally. And cuffs are fun. Cuffs are just a lot of fun to play with. Actually, do I have my set here? I do. Oh my gosh. Victe, thank you so much for the gifted sub. Holy smokes. Let's see, who all do we add? Welcome to the subs. Suna PT, Ralph Morrow, Scoop Dog, Kuro Misery, and X Jessica Carno. I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate you, Victe. Thank you so much for the gifted. Let me grab. So Artful, this is one of my personal sets. So if it's a little bit more used, that's why. This is one of my sets. You'll see I've got the hardware here. Still functions the exact same. Still converts, but all along the long portion, I've got adjustability. So it can be both adjusted as a personal bracelet, like I tend to wear it, just like this. But it can also be used as, adjusted as cuffs as well. Ness, fair enough. I will just call you Ness. And thank you. I'm glad you like them. Those were actually hand-painted and hand-dyed by me. Nowadays, I have a much nicer white leather that I really need to remake my equipment with. Because white is such a pain to dye or paint on any leather. And so I've learned through the process of trying that if I want to use white, I'm just gonna purchase it pre-dyed. It's worth the extra money. Yeah, pretty much all of my personal equipment is white and rose gold with that kind of sunrise stitch color. It just fits my secretary bird colors. Foxy, you like being bound? I mean, same. I like it too. It's a lot of fun. and I love facilitating others to explore it as well. Right. These are coming along nicely. I'm curious, so I have, while I'm doing these, I have these 3 Therian ones that we have. Do y'all think we should paint them? And if so, what colors are y'all thinking would be good? I know a white would look decent on the navy. We've already proven that. I think a neon blue could look really good. Something that's like UV reactive. Or I could see us doing a pride flag. But we have 3 of them, so we can do, 3 different kind of colors or design patterns. And once we kind of are at a good stopping point for painting right now, we will probably switch gear, and I might actually work on designing those paddle key fobs. That is something I probably won't get done for this market, but I do need to get started on. And I'll fix this. Yes, I can. Okay. Let that dry a little bit. Ooh, pink. Pink could be good too. That's a good point. Do like a navy blue and a baby pink. Let's get these roughed up a little bit. And I'm excited for next week. Next week we're going to get to do a lot of fun leather work. Next week I should have the dye, and we can start really finishing the tooled dragon scale pieces that I've got. And then I'm also hoping to actually start working on my leather corset on stream, which is something that I have been looking forward to doing. I've been working on patterning off stream for a little while now, so I'm excited to see how that turns out. It's so close to making a delivery around the corner. Ole ole, yeah, it's gonna be a good burrito for sure. I feel like if you ran around the corner and ambushed them, DoorDash just wouldn't give you your food. This brush is being a pain. I might switch over to another brush here in a minute. There we go. This brush is fine for the middle sections that are bigger. There's like one hair right at the end of the brush that is sticking out in a way that is kind of messing up my lines. So I think I might switch to a different brush now. Let's see what else I got here. Ooh, I see one that might work for me. Either you or you. I think you will work better. Yeah, Matcha, don't do that. We want you to have your burrito and no criminal charges. Ideally. There we go. Yeah, this brush is working so much better. Should have switched like 3 patches ago. Go. once all of these dry, I will go back through and probably give them another coat, because I can see the red is turning pink, or turning the white pink on several of these. Give them another coat, and then I will seal them. That probably won't happen on stream, because I want to make sure they're nice and dry first. But that's the game plan, and that Resin will help protect the paint and ensure that it stays good for a long time. Yeah, Matcha, it's an unfortunate need, but sometimes you gotta put on pants to go get food. Now, once we finish the patches, like I said, we'll probably do a quick design of the paddles, because I have a vision in my head and it shouldn't take too long to design it out. I might try to get those on the printer. Not the printer, the laser engraver. I always say printer because it's built off of a printer body. Just to engrave what I want and cut them out. And then we can actually work on cutting some real leather ourselves. Or actually, more specifically in this case, I think we'll be stitching tonight. Because the work that I need to do is mostly stitch work and assembly. It's going on so much smoother. Go. I do wish this white wouldn't bleed through, or the red wouldn't bleed through the white as easily. The pink look is not quite ideal. We can solve that with many coats of paint. Honestly, letting it dry completely and then painting over it is probably the better choice, because then the first coat will act as a barrier or a buffer to keep the color from bleeding through. Alright, that's another one. Pants are a crime. That's why I like skirts and dresses. Okay, where are we sitting? Looks like we got 3 more of these that are ready. Toughest challenges for the best puppies. The other thing we need to do with these patches is we need to go ahead and punch the stitch holes. That is going to be needed since these aren't going to be iron-on patches. We're going to make sure that people can still attach them easily. And since most standard needles don't really want to work with leather, I find punching the holes for the people who buy them helps a lot. Go over those real fast. There we go. It's transphobic. Yeah. Life's responsibilities really are sometimes. go. Alright. Going on nicely now. I wouldn't say trip pants count as transphobic. I would say they are a form of expression, and therefore shouldn't be transphobic. Also, since they're likely the kind of pants that would stand in the way of getting a job, I think they match very well with just being trans in general. Yeah, so they, I would say trip pants are technically affirming clothing. Go. Rotate this patch like a shark here and get a better angle. There we are. You want to wear them to work? That would be really fun, but knowing your job, I feel like they might just get in the way. They would be very fun. I haven't asked this question in a little bit. What are y'all working on? Any crafts or projects that everybody is working on or doing? I always love to hear what kind of things people are interested in or making. Oftentimes it winds up being something that I get interested in and then want to try to learn myself. So I'd love to hear what y'all have to say. And if you're not working on something, you're trying out some clay. Ooh, love clay work. A lot of aluminum spacers on the lathe. Okay. Iron-aged shoes called Carbatine. Okay. Smokey, you're gonna have to share a picture of those. I really want to see that. Because that sounds fascinating. And then if you're not, you're in portfolio, yeah. Window shopping for glow-in-the-dark filament so you can print earrings. Oh, that's cute. If you aren't working on any crafts, are there any crafts that you would love to try? Personally, I would love to get into jewelry work or blacksmithing. Those are two skill sets. Ooh, or glasswork. I don't think I'll ever get into glasswork just because of the requirements and then the danger. But those are things that I would love to try someday. As soon as you're done, okay, perfect. I'd love to see them. Drilling on leaded steel. Oh, they're all so crafty. Carbon steel alloyed with lead. What's your craft for me? Love to hear it. Also, mini golf. Just because I'm thinking about it. I know we had talked about biothane. At some point, if you are still interested, I can see about making an order of the biothane we talked about and see if we can make something with it. I don't work in biothane all that much, but I would be happy to get back into it and give it another go. There are a bunch of folded over flaps tied with lace up the footing. Okay, awesome. You're a machinist. Oh, okay. I would love to learn the basics of metalwork. I am not sure if I'd actually be good at it. There's a lot of machinery that I feel like I would be very intimidated by. But I think it could be a lot of fun, and I would love to kind of learn the basics sometimes. Plus, if I could ever get to the point where I'm making some of my own hardware for my equipment, ooh yeah. That's why I want to do jewelry crafting too, because then I can make some of the smaller hardware for it. Go. Sorry, y'all. I see the chat kind of moving a little bit. I am just focused on these teeth. So once I get this top layer done, I'll check and see what y'all said. Go. Photos I sent are hopefully close to the truth. Yeah, they're pretty close. I'm gonna do a full comparison of them on my desktop here in a little bit, but I think I know which one you got. The good news is that biothane really only comes in a certain list of colors, just by the nature of how it's produced. So it really can only be one of the two that I shared earlier, and I think I know which one it is. There we go. All right, I think we just got one more. Machining, absolutely. Definitely helps with rebuilding engines, I'm sure. Decent job at fabrication, that's a different skill set. For sure. The whole metal working and metal work industry of crafts and skills is just so fascinating to me. I think I will always be a leather girly at heart. I just love doing leatherwork too much. But I am also just I'm the bird that just wants to learn new things all the time. Hence why I get so into updating my stream and trying to make it better. Because I'm like, I see something and it inspires me and I'm like, oh shit, I could do this. And then I wind up having to do it. Matcha, I would love to try the welder. Welding is one of those things that has been on my list to learn how to do for a while now. And And I've just not had the opportunity to do it. It's just a metal hot glue. That is the best description that I've ever heard for a welder. A metal hot glue gun. You want to get a better TIG machine and start practicing? That's fair. Women doing trade work is very hot. Agreed. It's so good. Saturn will remind me occasionally that some of the first time I spent with her was helping her get moved and settled into her new place, and working with my drill and doing just manual labor. And she said it was so hot. And so that cracks me up every single time. So I'm just over here drilling into a wall, trying to make sure a TV is level. Or, you know, drilling out a bigger hole in a shelf. Not thinking at all about how I look. And apparently it looks good. 120. Oh yeah, you told me about that, Matcha. Wasn't it mostly like a logistics nightmare? Clean up some of this paint that I got out of my line here. There we go. Alright, almost done with the teeth here. Latigo, hi. Welcome in. Hopefully you're having a good evening or day, wherever you might be. My name is Birdie. I'm a leather crafter. And tonight we are working on painting some leather patches in preparation for a market I'm going to this weekend. And then we'll probably be working on designing some new key fobs, as well as working on some commissions to kind of finish the night out. So we're just kind of hanging out, just chatting. Feel free to make yourself comfortable. No need to engage if you don't want to. Happy to like welcome lurkers. But feel free to chat if you want to as well. I'm also always happy to talk about the work that I do. So, yeah. That and safety, welding unit stepped in, OSHA requirements. Yeah, that's fair. That would definitely kind of kill it, I'm sure. All right, we have a number of these. Some of these, as I kind of pull them back over, you'll see the red has started to bleed through the white a little bit. That's what I'm talking about. They're kind of turning a little bit pink. I'm going to zoom back out here. Yeah, they're kind of turning, some of them are turning a little bit pink. The blue's not having that problem, gratefully. But our teeth are done. Oh, awesome. In the Medusa leather, I believe. thanks for stopping by, and glad we could meet there, and that you can stop by and check out what I'm doing. The machine cares not for flesh. That is my biggest fear of large machine work, to be honest. It's just that risk of, death. That sign that's, you might survive, but you will not escape unharmed or unchanged. And yeah, the Medusa leather was really cool. I love finding other leather workers because I learn something every time. The trays that the machine loves flesh. Yes, that's true. It wants your flesh. It just doesn't want you to have your flesh. But yeah, watching Medusa work with the dye and specifically like the antiquing and the brightener. I've not used antiquing and brightener before, and I have now ordered some because I really want to try it. So I'm excited for that. Okay, with those there, let's work on our Therian symbols here. I think... How many leather workers have I found? There's probably about 5 or 6 that I've found consistently. There's not many. The problem that I run into is that they are active when I'm not always available. A lot of them are over in Europe, and so they're super active in the morning when I'm just trying to wake up. But there are a few of us out there. There definitely used to be more. I could see that. I'm sad to hear that there aren't as many now, because I would love to see more leather workers. I think leather is just a lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun to work with, and I always love to see kind of the creative, mind work with it. Okay, so here's the blue I'm thinking for the blue one. And the reason I'm thinking it is, if we do this, let's turn this off for just a second, get a little bit darker here. So, oh, not you. There we go, let's get dark. But this is very UV reactive paint. And I think it could be a lot of fun to work with. I definitely want to work with more of it. So I think we'll do one in that neon blue. I heard pink would be a good option. We could definitely do some pink. Let's see. We have a couple different pinks we could work with. We have this very, very vibrant pink here. You gotta call it tonight. That's fair. Have a good evening. Diomedes is hit and miss some mornings, sometime afternoons. That's fair. Odin the Bearded. Oh, 2 p.m. Pacific. I could actually do that. I'll have to keep an eye out for Odin then. Really love to do the whole streaming thing. That's fair, Smokey. It is a bit of investment. I was very lucky in that most of the equipment that I have for streaming, I already owned. I have slowly I'm a gear hoarder. I have slowly collected equipment over the years, and so this time around I was like, money's a little tight. I can get the vast majority of things, or I have the vast majority of things, and then I can pick up a few small things, but I didn't have to invest much in it. I'd love to see you. I'd love to see you get to go, or I'd love to see you do it if you get a chance to, because I think you'd be really good at it. But yeah, Nova, have a good night. Diomedes is another one, but hit and miss. Yeah, I don't think I've seen Diomedes. That is definitely another one I'll have to look for. let's see. So we've got a pink. We could do a white, which we already have over here. I'm not over here looking for paint, so I already have white out. If you do end up making the move to start, absolutely, please ask me any questions if you get to that point. I won't say I'm a wealth of knowledge because I'm still learning myself, but I'm always happy to talk and workshop stuff. I think it's really important to be able to share information, and would love to see more leather crafters get into streaming. I'm happy to share what worked for me. Paper 49's on right now, very small. Mondays and Thursdays. Okay. Awesome. If they're still going when we're done, which we're gonna kind of go for a little while yet, but if they're still going, I'll give them a shot. I'll also write it down and check them out. See if they kind of fit with the vibe. Because I love finding other streamers and networking and connecting. So let's see. Peeper 49. Odin Bearded. And Diomedes. Yeah, I'll look them up. Thanks for the suggestions. Like I said, I'm always happy to find more leather workers out there. Okay, let's zoom back in here. And we will get started. We're going to start with this pink. I'm really kind of eager to see how this turns out. This could be a frustrating endeavor, because if I remember this pink, it is kind of watery. So it may not actually want to sit as nicely on our leather as I would like. But if we take a moment and scuff the leather a little bit with my little sanding rod here, maybe we'll get lucky. Let's see. Probably need to get a new one of these at some point soon. The tips are starting to wear out a little bit. Go. And this process is just going to help this paint stick a little bit better. So long as it can stick to one side, and then we can do a resin coat on the outside, it should stay for a good long time. Alright, let's see if this paint is going to work for us today. Yep, that's about as watery as I remember it. I almost wonder if the burrito is worth the wait. Hell yes. Went feral on it. Stuff that leggy. Agreed. Honestly, I'm kind of wondering if it's not a bad idea to do a little bit of paint in my palette here and actually mix in a little bit of white. It may not be quite as UV reactive. I mean, this is also a knife maker. Ooh, okay. Forged in Fire was a really fun show, so I will definitely have to give them a shot and check them out. Alright, let's give this a mix. See if that white isn't going to help us get a little more solid of a color here, rather than that kind of watery color I'm getting right now. It'll also be a softer pink, which will be nice. I love this pink. I know we're softening it up right now, but it should still glow very nicely. And I think the pink as it is also very good. That's a little bit better. Clean my brush off a little bit, but that pink's going to show up a lot nicer now. It'll still definitely need a couple coats to really get where I want it to be. But I think it's going to look really good. Is this a Wendy's? Am I working leather in a Wendy's? I mean, if I am, I am. I just need to know, you know? Because that changes the whole dynamic. Meat's allegedly fresh and never frozen, so you gotta do something with the hides, right? That's true. That's so true. Ma'am, this is a combination of Wendy's and leather shop. The navy and pink does pop. I like it. Latigo, you should got a few of them. Hero holsters. Okay. What was the other one? Gearbox leather. Oh, that was a mistake. Oh, that was a mistake. Huh. Oh. Oh. Water. Hey friends, don't use the back of your paintbrush to mix paint, and then put that paintbrush in your mouth because you are looking at chat. Gratefully, I had cleaned it off, so it wasn't like just paint, but it definitely still had the flavor of paint. Do not recommend.
Bad birdie no eat paint.
Thanks, Smokey. I'll try to remember that. Dagger Shop. I think I've seen Dagger Shop before. Oh, am I being scanned? I'm being scanned. Where are we at? Probably Scrungly Seagull after the paint eating effort. Ooh, somewhere between Scrungly Seagull and Majestic Raptor. Someone in chat thought that I looked good while eating paint. Oh gosh, it's been clipped now. All right. Get this first coat down for this pink. JC the Trash Panda. There's honestly more than I thought. I must just not be active at the right times, or the makers and crafting algorithm is not interested in showing me other leather crafters right now. Victor, what are you laughing at? I heard you from all the way up here. My lovely partner and mod is laughing her ass off. in the other room downstairs. I could hear it from here. This paint's definitely still more watery than I'd like. As in, it's gonna take a couple coats to really get a solid, smooth coat on here. But I think it's gonna be worth it because this paint looks really good. Christina's Leatherwork is in Portugal. I have absolutely watched Christina's Leatherwork. I follow her. That's really cool. I did not know that she had won contests. I believe it. She does some great work. I will occasionally catch her in the mornings when I am getting up. Some days I gotta get up pretty early, and so throwing someone on while I'm getting ready is kind of a routine of mine now, and I've definitely caught her a few times. There we go. I really wish I had the teal dye that I want. It's in the mail, it's on the way. But I want to get back to my dragon scale stuff so bad. Moonshine Bespoke Works, okay. Honestly, Latigo, if you want to whisper that list to me at some point, that'd be super helpful. I will probably go through and follow a bunch of these, just because I love seeing other leather workers do their thing. I say that thinking I have whispers and stuff turned on, but Bad Mood Leather moved down to New Zealand. Very hit and miss. Yeah, that's fair. I feel like that happens sometimes with crafters, because it's just like life changes happen, schedules shift, and you know, suddenly you can't be on as often or as regular. I know ideally I want to make this my job. Ideally, I want this to pay my bills. I want to be able to run my shop, run my leather work on my own. But until then, I need to try to find another job. And I'm sure if or when I get that other job, my schedule for streaming is probably going to get a little erratic as well. Although I'm hoping I can still make this a priority. And I've tried to plan most of my streaming times, even now, to be after typical work hours, so that I can still theoretically do them even with a job. It's just going to be a matter of if I have the energy to do it. Lockwood Leathercraft, okay. Just little touch up here in the corner. And I think we're just gonna have to let that one dry for now. And we'll come back to it in a little bit. You're a school custodian. You can only catch streams while I'm at work. Oh, that's a bummer. I'm sorry. I'm glad you can catch streams though. I really appreciate when you come by. You've definitely become one of the regulars that I love having around and love chatting leather with. So definitely appreciate you hanging out, even if it's while you're working. So long as you don't get in trouble. Don't get in trouble for my stream. I do not want people getting in trouble at work because they were busy watching me. But also you're an adult, so you can manage your time. You're pretty much by yourself the whole night. That's kind of nice. I enjoy working jobs that are kind of, self-management, self-time management, and pretty independent. So I totally get that. Also, Smokey, I've been meaning to say, I really like the Leatherworking group that you manage on Tumblr. I love getting notifications of posts for other people's projects and what they've kind of been working on or what they've accomplished. It's super inspiring for me to get my own stuff done. Okay. Got that. I am probably going to go ahead and do the same thing I was going to do. The same thing I did with the pink, I'm going to do with this blue. We're going to just add a little bit of white to it because I know the blue is going to be watery as well. Yeah, it's grown nicely, and it's gotten to a point where it's got I feel like at least, oh, that might be too much white. Let's see. I feel like it's gotten to a point where it's at least, maybe 3 or 4 posts a week, which is pretty respectable for really any community, any small niche craft community. Gosh, I can't speak today. It was locked and had 1 member. Oh no. Bevel Leathercraft and Kazervan of WH. Okay. You can check those out. Honestly, I'll just have to go through this chat at this point and just go back and look. Okay. That is blue. Alright, Birdie. Don't stick the back of your paintbrush in your mouth. We are still fairly decently UV reactive, a little less so with the white. I would really appreciate that, letting go. That'd actually be really nice. Thank you. Alright, go ahead and do this blue. Inadvertently, I have done the trans pride flag colors again. Who would have guessed? So if we're going to do this kind of babyish blue with that nice soft pink on the other one, and then we're going to do a white one, we got the trans pride flag. Go. trans, that's pretty gay. That's just the ones that you've had subs expire on. That's a good list, I'm gonna be honest. Like I said, I've only got a few, like probably 4 or 5 that I follow, that I've found. So you've already expanded my Leathercraft streamer list pretty significantly. Latigo, do you do any leather work yourself? Or is it more of just like you like watching like watching the process and whatnot, which is totally fair. Those are mostly current streamers. Fair, that's awesome. I myself find it. There's a few crafts that I tend to watch and never actually like try myself. A lot of fiber work. So working like crocheting, knitting, sewing, that sort of stuff. I really enjoy watching it. Don't know why, just do. But it's not really something I do a lot of. I do sewing now. Sewing is something that I do because I need to for the leather. But the other crafts, not so much. Oh, that's awesome. You had a Ren booth doing clothes and accessories for a decade. Just making gifts now. That's super fair. Ren fairs are one of those that I still haven't gotten into. Not for lack of wanting to, just for lack of connections and poor timing. I would love to get into Ren fair stuff. I am starting to make more fantasy gear. Gauntlets, water bottle covers, skirt hikes, that sort of stuff, in the hopes of getting into it. And one of the bigger projects I'm working on starting next week is going to be a full leather corset, modeled after a corset I already own, but just instead of fabric, I'm going to make it out of leather. And I'm really excited to do that, A, to prove to myself I can, and B, so I can start looking at some more, a broader spec of leathercraft than I have historically done. I like to kind of push myself where I can. Belts, pouches, waist cinchers, bracers, doublets. A 3 reindeer cloak. Ooh, nice. Yeah, belts and pouches. I've actually avoided belt making for the most part. Same with wallets, just because I wanted to kind of focus on kind of a different variety of things. Which is funny because it basically ended up pigeonholing me into collars and kinkware, which I'm here for. It's good stuff. I enjoy making it, but definitely trying to expand and get past just doing specialty stuff. I want to kind of make a wide variety of things. There's an LA club guy, worked for years. Nice. Honestly, it's one of my favorite parts about leather, is if you take care of it, work with it nicely, and like put care into its assembly and maintenance, this stuff will last forever. Every leather guy has the back room of kink stuff. I mean, yeah, I feel like that is absolutely true. Mine's just also a front room of it. I'm very open about the fact that I do a lot of kink gear. It is something that very quickly became my niche and a close part of what I enjoy doing. Like, I enjoy like trying new things with it and seeing what people want. So I'm trying to get into harnesses on that front. I've got a pattern that I've been working on because I want to do something different than like the standard stuff that we see. I want to kind of make it more unique and more my own. And I think I'm just about where I'm proud of it and ready to kind of start really producing it. But we got a few more test pieces to try, make sure the fit's all good. A lot of the shows don't want it on display. Yeah, and that's kind of why I want to broaden a lot of what the other stuff I produce, is because I do want to be able to go to those shows and not just have like 5 things that I can show in total. I want to be able to have enough material and enough product to, you know, fill out a show, whether it's open for kink or adult wear or trying to be more family friendly. Been avoiding belts too on account of mostly by panels, not full hides. That's super fair. I definitely get that. I wish I could do, some days I wish I could just do panels, but the fact that I do so many collars and the fact that collars still, you know, unless you have a very small neck, collars are still going to take up about, a strip of leather will probably still be about 30 to 32 inches, which for most panels is just going to be too long. So I just do sides for that. There's no way she got pregnant without having him tied down and blind. Alright, that's our pink and our blue. They're looking pretty good, if I do say so myself. We'll just do our white real fast, and then we will shift gears and go over to my software so we can design some paddle key fobs, which should be fun. Something you've always wanted to make as a back burner project is Costrals. The sales game for leather water bottles is big, but also you just also wanted your own. Yeah, so I want to kind of get into some of that too. I have, right now, my plan on that front is probably just to try to make a water bottle like holder. So take like one of the, I have like a hydro flask, for example. Take one of those, build a like holder for it. I want to kind of build one that can fully cover it so that people could still use it, even if they're in full like cosplay or full LARPing gear, full like period pieces if they're doing, you know, SCA or something, and still have their water bottle present without it like kind of giving away the look of a water bottle. It'll look more, the design that I have in my head will make it look a little bit more like a map bag or a map tube. So that's my current thought, but then I also kind of want to expand out and try a few different things as well. I've never tried doing like a water skin, which I hear is an interesting project. I just don't know where to start on that one, to be honest. I have not done any real research on that, but I have thought it'd be a very interesting one to do. I'm also very much trying to expand my tooling capacity. So for stuff like this, for these like leather patches, typically I will just do a laser engraver because I have one, and I might as well use it. But for other stuff, especially like the corset I'm going to be working on, I want to tool it. I want to make it like really nice, and this corset's going to be good practice for me because I know the basics, but I haven't been doing enough practice for it, so I kind of want to get back into the tooling process. This will be a good chance to do that. Partially why I've been so excited about those dragon scale collar and cuff set that I've been working on, because it's kind of the first larger scale. I say larger, it's not very large, but it's the first like real tooling I've done in a few months, and I'm excited with how it's turning out because it's giving me that confidence to say, okay, I think I can make figure out a design for a corset and actually tool this out in a meaningful way. That's the hope, anyway. Right, this white's coming along nicely. Yeah, I think it turned out, or is looking really nice too. I am excited to get some dye on it. Probably get some antiquing, as well as some gold mica. I want to dust it with a little bit of gold mica so that the like top edges of the ridges of the scales kind of have a golden look. And then I plan on finishing it with some gold thread for the sewing, for the stitching. And then probably I'm still debating between either like a brushed brass for hardware, which I think would look really good, or possibly a silver. And if I do silver for the hardware, I might do silver for the thread too. We're just gonna have to see how the teal turns out. Alright, just kind of go over this a little bit more here in the areas where that white didn't really want to stick. Set this aside to dry, and probably go work on those the paddle key fobs for a little bit. I have not designed anything of those, so we will be going into my design program, figuring out the shape, for which I kind of already have an idea. It's just going to be your kind of standard flat paddle design, but I'm kind of thinking about having something engraved into it, either as like a full cut or as like just an engraving, because I think that could be cute either way. And we could do some customization with that. I ultimately want to do this because the key fobs I've made in the past are all round, and as much as I love them, my sewing machine hates them. And I want to design something that's a little more rectangular, a little less curve, like these round patches, so that I can, when I'm sewing stuff together, my machine doesn't want to, just end my life. Because it certainly tries sometimes. At the very least, it likes to throw a fit. The worst part is when it does that, it'll actually tear up the leather on the underside, which is not fun. So we're going to try to find a workaround for some of that. And I have a few ideas, but changing the shape of my key fobs is the first step in that process. The white looks so good on the navy. You're also fond of throwing a fit. Hi, Dragoness. Hi, Sammy. Do I name my machines? I have one 3D printer you call Maleficent. She means well, but sometimes just what comes out is first. I haven't named my machines yet. They really need one. I need a machine for my laser engraver, or a name for my laser engraver, and one for my sewing machine. Both of them deserve names, but I have not named them yet. So I need to think about that. Maybe that's why she's throwing a fit. She's like, I want a name, damn it. Also, Star, if you're still around, I realized that I saw it earlier, but you had a really good watch streak. Thank you so much for hanging out. I am sorry I didn't notice that until just recently. I really appreciate it. Your embroidery machine is called Ariadne. Ariadne, because she just keeps leaving threads all over the place. Incredible. Oh shoot, we are also only we're only 6 subs away from unlocking the giveaway. So I'm excited about that. Awesome. Glad you're still here, Star. And thank you for being here for as often as you are. I really appreciate the watch streaks a whole lot. All right. Ariadne is the princess in Greek myth who gives out ball of... Oh, yeah. Going through Knossos. I vaguely remember that myth. I studied so much Greek mythology and history in school because I went to one of those like private academies that really wanted to teach humanities and arts. And I learned so much. I just did it at the cost of learning math and science, which kind of bit me in the ass because I ended up going into a field that is all math and science. You did go to Knossos? That's even better. Honestly, going in person is way better. I also wish I didn't go to the academy. That was very much my parents wanted me in a private Christian school. And I didn't get a say in that. So, here we are. All right, so we got those. What I was doing is switching over so that we could, let's see, switch over to my design software. And we'll see what we can pop up here. You can do this. I believe in you. There we are. Here's a bunch of our old designs. We're going to switch over to something new. Knossos was built by the Minoans. Minoan double-headed battle axe. Lesbian symbol. Oh, fuck yeah. Love that. Okay. Do I have... This will go really quickly if I still have the design for the full-size paddle that I made. Reminder for Twitch, these are going to be key fobs meant for display only. It does not look like I have them. Why you have a 5-foot foam Minoan battle axe in lesbian colors. Oh, hell yeah. We love that. We love to see it. I feel like I've seen it in some of your pictures, like on Instagram, and that's freaking sweet. There's that. Do I not have the actual design file? Did I not save it? That would be dumb, and it looks like I did not. Okay, we're gonna try to open this up. Do we have... Rid of you for now. Do we have the entire shape, though? Nope. The handle is missing. That's a bummer. Not for spanking gnomes and fairies, just for keys. Yeah, just for keys, unfortunately. In this case, what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to take what we can from this. Let's go back over to this file here. We'll shrink this down and get it set up how we want it. All right. So for the sake of... If you ever wondered how I do some of my designs, this is usually it. I will just take a wide variety of shapes, get kind of the look that I want, and then I will refine those shapes to get to the right size or the right feel that I'm looking for. So in this case, this. Let's pull the stroke up a little bit so we can actually see the line. Don't need a fill. We're at 2, let's go to 5 for now, just so they're matching. There we go. Try to work pretty quick, because if we can get this going, then we could feasibly actually start doing some printing here, which would be nice. I think what I want to do, this is going to be probably just a, I kind of want to keep this simple. So I think we're going to rotate this around like that, scooch that back a little bit. And I want it simple because I want to be able to stitch along the inside line of this, depending on how big we're going to make this. Right now, they're not very big. We might not even do any stitching. But I want to try to make it as easy as possible if we do wind up doing that. So we're also going to have to resize this. Okay. See, but I hate that square look. I say we're going to stitch it, or going to keep it square, but I don't think I am. I think we're going to rake this line here. Maybe? Oh, that's why. I'm dumb. Okay. Get rid of that. Edit these. There we go. Break this curve here. And now we'll get rid of that. Dictadoes lesbian very hard. I go that. It's not half bad. Try to do the same thing. The handle's too short, but we'll fix that here in a minute. What I'll probably do is I'll actually just shorten the paddle up a little bit. Like that. Technically pan, which is very sapphic. That's fair. That's kind of how I am too. Alright, that looks a lot better for a shape. I am much happier with that. How do we feel about this, chat? Does this look like it's worth cleaning up here? So one of my thoughts, basically what's going to happen is this is going to be sandwiched with another identical one. So it's nice smooth leather finish on both sides and slightly a thicker keyring, which is what I want. And then I'm probably going to engrave the like text into it. So I had someone suggest I make a Yowie paddle. We could do that, and it might be a lot of fun. So because it's a just a tiny key fob, I don't think I'm gonna actually have a cord. If I do, I might do a really small like metal or wood rod. I'm still trying to figure out that. But to start, I think the easiest thing is going to just be to just get the design done, get it laser engraved, and see where we go from there. A removable sounding rod? Oh, I love that idea. You think you're buying just a key ring or a key fob? No, you're getting a free sounding rod with every purchase. That's great. We don't want to do that. We want to actually adjust the line length here. Hello, please. Please. Ah, that's why. Got it. Go right up to the edge without adjusting everything else. That side too. There we go. Yeah, Victe, I feel that. I tend to be more on the demi side myself. I mean, as you know, I really just have to have good connection with people to really find attraction. Yep, I feel that. Alright, let's add some line breaks here to here. Not what I meant. There. I mean, that's fair. That's when I first started dating Victe. One of the first things I told her was, like, I'm glacially slow at this whole relationship thing, and I am sorry if that's like a deal breaker or something, because it takes me a long time. Alright, break all these curves here. Now we should just be able to delete what's left. Now we have a relatively nice and smooth object to work with.
Hey birdie, it's the time of the stream again is to remind you of the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV, with an expanded free trial which you can play through the entirety of A Realm Reborn and the award-winning Shadowbringers expansion up to level 80 for free with no restrictions on playtime. Also, I love you.
I love you too, Victe. Gosh. And yeah, I feel that, Sammy. Yeah, we'd almost forgotten about Final Fantasy XIV, which is really just criminal. We can't be allowed to forget that. I'm actually gonna make this a little bit bigger, I think. The reason being is I kind of want to see... So can I make it... It's too big if it's the same width as the paddle, so I think we're going to go back to where it was. I think that looks good. Hear me out, Guild Wars 3 was announced. That's true, it was. It was. I have never played a Guild Wars game, but it looks fun. Also, Sammy, I completely feel you on the dating site stuff. Okay, so here's our paddle set. Game in the past is very interesting. I agree. I think it's gonna be interesting. I think if I remember right, the best comment I heard on it though was the comment of like, what is it also interesting is that they're in the past before like one of people's like favorite races was added to the game. So that'll be interesting to like not have that race available. Okay, what's my full width on this? It's like about 0.6 inches, a little over half an inch. Quite a few races. Okay. You are just about 1 inch wide. Is 1 inch for the key fob too small? That's my real question. No, don't save that. Let me open our other key fobs. No tree people, which is sad. Let's see, where are some of my other key fobs that I can pull up? They'll do. So these are some of the other key fobs I've done. These are the round ones. They are lovely, but I want to kind of check and see how wide they are. So if possible, it looks like they're 2.25 inches. How long do these take to cut? Because you could have your laser machine at your booth and customize them. Oh, that'd be interesting. I could see doing that sometime. I don't think I'll do it for this event because this is a shorter market. It's only like 4 hours long. If I was there all day, or even better, if it was a multi-day market, that could be really fun. We would just have to cover, we'd have to have access to power, and we'd have to cover the laser window so people don't, you know, blind themselves on it. Yeah, the patches were 2 hours, but the patches had a lot more engraving. When I engrave actual images, they definitely take longer than just cutting. Cutting goes very quickly. If I just did these cuts, this would take maybe 2 minutes to cut these two at most. Sammy, that's a great idea. And the other thing I could do in that front would be to actually stamp people's names. So I have a really nice press, and I have some really nice stamp letters. And so if I design them the right size, I can feasibly add stamp text, which would look really good on this. That is a really great idea. We might have to try that out with a couple of these test pieces. But first, I want to... So yeah, being able to do them in the moment is a really solid idea. I love that. I want to make these about 2.25 inches wide. We definitely don't need to go this big. But that's 2.25 inches wide, which puts it at like 8 inches long. Leather Baroque spatulas. That is exactly what they are. When we drag you to a fur con, we can make the hotel smell like jerky. Love that. Oh my gosh, Kalis, hi! Thank you so much for the raid. Hopefully you are doing well. Kalis, what were you streaming? Also, it's good to see you. Yeah, it's been a while. Oh wait, we were still talking about 2 1/4 wide and 8 inches long. Sounds like Sammy. It's true though. Let's see here. We're talking about Project Justice and at the Evo and the attorney stuff. Nice. When is Evo? I know it's coming up for you. Is it this weekend? Let's drop this to 2 inches. Let's see what that looks like for a second. It's all with the same proportions. We can mess with this. You're gonna leave me be. Sammy, thank you so much for hanging out. Have fun, do some good recording stuff. I'll see you around. As always, have a good day. Oh, that was last weekend. How'd it go? Yeah, how did Evo go? Let's see if we say we do like just 2 inches wide. We make it a little more squat. Better than expected, honestly. let's do like one. I'm just gonna do this manually. 1.75. And we'll do like 5 inches, see where we're sitting on that. That looks too squat to me. Did you, were you playing or just organizing, Kalis? I know you've done both, so I'd be curious. Both? Okay. How'd you do in the tournament? I think we'll make these 1.5 by maybe 5 inches. That might be a good size to work with. Got second. Nice. Were you? I forget. You weren't defending your title? You were just you weren't defending your title this year, or were you? I feel like last year you were. But yeah, congrats. Second is amazing. Hopefully it was less stressful than last year. Okay. If we do that size, we could feasibly get, realistically, we could probably get 3 sets of key rings out of this. Because the other option would be we could drop it down to 1 inch, maybe get to 4, just about. Sorry, we are working on little paddle key fobs. Trying to figure out the size we want to go with. I kind of think 1 and 4 might be a good option for us. Yes and no. 122 and 23 can pull off this year. That's fair. But still, second place is great. I know how competitive that group is. Was the planning side of it any easier this year? I think we're gonna do that size. I like the 1 inch by 4 inch roughly. The reason I like 4 inch for this is because we can fit more on a sheet. They're also still big enough that if I wanted to stitch at least a portion of them, I could. So that's really nice. Yeah, so then if we do that, then feasibly get probably 6 on a leather sheet. Get close, but not too close there. Not really. It's difficult and stressful no matter what, but the end result, the tournament organization was about as well as it gets. That's fair. Oh, actually, fully unrelated, Kalis, but I just realized you'd actually really appreciate these. Let's jump back here for a second, because I have some new leather patches I was working on tonight, and I feel like you would appreciate them. Yeah. Still got to be cleaned up and ready, or kind of made nicer to finish them. But we've been putting paint on, getting those looking good. Thanks, Toby. Also, welcome back. We are actually in the middle of designing at the moment, but I wanted to showcase those real fast. Need to eventually acquire more patches. Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you ever want something custom, or if you like any of the designs I do, let me know. Definitely need more battle jackets in the world. Okay, here's a question for chat. I could design text for this, make this like a yaoi paddle or a yuri paddle or whatever else. We can be as silly as we want. Or I just cut these, we see how they turn out, and then I could add them, I could add text in as a stamp. It won't be exactly the same, but it might look a little bit better. I don't know about better. It'll look the same. The difference is we won't be able to do any like fancy designs that we could do digitally. So kind of give or take there. What are we thinking? If we do that, I'm going to take a quick drink of water. Maybe put a paw on them. I mean, you do like putting paws in, like a cutout. The cutout could be cute. We could do that. That wouldn't be difficult. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm just checking something. Awesome. Okay. Okay. Maybe we do it on a couple of them, see how it turns out. We already have our paws designed over here. So that should be an easy one. We're thinking maybe kind of at like the end. Still leave it a little mini imprint. That's true. What are we thinking? Like that, maybe? And then do we want to do it on both sides or just one? if it's on both sides, it'll be a whole cut all the way through that we'll just have to line up when we like glue these together. If it's one side, it won't go all the way through the leather, but I could feasibly paint the inside of the leather red so it shows up, which would look really nice. So there's two ways we could do that. Try a few versions. Yeah, that's a good call. So what I'll do then is, because I want to make sure these are the same, we are going to ungroup these. I said ungroup them. Please, thank you. Love software sometime. Start with what we have here. Bring that down. A little bit of space here. Now, what we are going to want to do is we actually want to flip this. Oop, wrong way. Because these are not perfectly symmetrical. So if we want them to match right, we want to flip them. So that would be a pair if we want to go all the way through. So I think we'll do a couple of those. Just like that. We'll do a couple where it just has it on the one side. Like so. And then we have room for two more if we want to try something different. Also, Kalis, thank you so much for hanging out. Don't feel like you need to stay. Definitely take care of yourself, including everybody who came in with the raid. Please take care of yourself, get drinks, get snacks, get food if you need to. Go to the restroom, do whatever you need to. Take care of yourself. Mini Golf, thank you so much for hanging out. Have a good night, get some rest. I'll message you later about the biothane, and we can get started on that project. Because I think we can make some cool stuff with it. Let's see. We can do the same thing with a Therian. We wouldn't be able to do a all the way through. I would have to adjust our design for the Therian to be to make it where it's like stenciled enough that it could be used as a through cut. You gotta acquire food. Get a burrito waiting on you. Hell yeah. It's the second burrito in this stream tonight. Hope it's really lovely. You have a good night too. Let's catch up and chat sometime soon, alright? But yeah, take care of yourself. Alright. Oop, wrong thing. I just forget the ungroup key is different with this program versus the other one I use for laser stuff. There we go. Go ahead and shift that up here just so we have them in place. So for these, I think these are just going to be engravings. So I don't think a cut's going to look really good with that. But this will be a good test for how does an engraving look on these. Just do an engraving on that side for those. And then I think these are ready to export out. So let's export mini paddle key fobs. And now going to jump into light burn. Hey, could you see I'm working on a bunch of patches? Alright, move these out of the way here. And for the moment, we're just going to import what we've got. So I've already got all the layers set up for this, so... there we go. There we go. Okay. What we want to do is we want to make sure, ungroup all of this stuff, get rid of this box over here on both of these. Really just don't want that. There we go. And then these are going to be cut through, so we can leave these on this layer for all of them, but these are going to be engraved. We want these on my red layer, just like so. And I think push that out, group it up. I'm gonna check here. Haha, that worked really well. Okay. That was the thing I struggled with so much last night. And now that I remember how to do it, it's just the easiest thing in the world, which is really funny to me. Control G. And check to make sure that things look right. Almost. Ungroup that. I don't need that piece in there. Ungroup that. There we are. And then we'll just regroup them for the sake of simplicity. That should be right. Perfect. Okay, so these are pretty much ready to go. It looks like it's going to be a 36-minute cut, just about. So we're going to just make a couple minor adjustments here. That. We're going to be using our raw leather for this. And then the last thing we're going to do is just make sure these all get grouped appropriately. There we are. Oh yeah, now we've dropped down to 11 minutes and 28 seconds. Optimization is such an important part of laser engraving, and it took me the longest time to figure that out. So, with that, let's jump over to our laser. I think we should be able to do, maybe. Interesting. Oh, because it's below. Got it. That's what's going on. Let me make this adjustment here. It's like, why isn't it adjusting properly? So that should be there. Laser cam, you want to work for me? Please, pretty please. I see what's going on here. Alright. We will jump back here. There's our laser. Okay. Let's pull out our old print here, our old engraving. And I should have some ready to go pieces of leather. I usually keep a couple squares of leather cut at all times, just for this sort of thing. I find it's pretty helpful. Gets a little more tricky if I want like specialty colors, but for what we're doing right now, the black that I have is a new black. I don't know if I actually showed that off. I got a really nice black leather recently. You gotta head out for now. Have a good time. Enjoy the rest of your work, or if you're off, enjoy getting off work and having a good evening. Thank you so much for hanging out, and we'll see you next time. It won't be on Sunday. It'll probably be on Monday when I'm back on, because I'm going to take a little bit of a break. However, I'm just going to stick this in here. I've got a really nice black hide now that I am excited to use. We'll use it in a few future projects. Aw, thank you so much, Hermit Lord. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you're enjoying your time spent in my little leatherworking craft room. Feel free to hang out. We are just kind of working on some stuff. About to give our laser engraver some work to do. And then with that going, we will shift gears and focus back on our check in on our patches that have been drying, and then we will possibly work on assembling some of my commission work that I've been doing. That'll be kind of how we wrap up the evening, I think. But we still got some time to go. This should be a relatively quick cut. Main thing we want to make sure is that everything is just on the sheet properly. So let's do a quick test. Nope. It would help if I turned the laser on. There we go. Just go through. It looks like we should be fine. I'm pretty well centered, and I've got plenty of room to spare. Realistically, I could probably actually get maybe another 2 sets of paddles in the top and bottom. I think we would just be cutting it really close. So I might be able to get 1 more set if I want to. For now, though, I'm happy to do with what we got and just see where we go from there. So with that going, let's get our fan started. We'll get some incense burning so it smells a little less like jerky and is a little less noticeable in general. And then with that going, we will get working on some other stuff. Go. I need to do another stream event at some point where we have chat design like a leather patch or something. That, or have chat either design a leather patch or design something else for me. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Just to go through polling and stuff. We kind of did it earlier in the year. I'd love to do it again. But yeah, okay. We're set up there, fans running. Let's pull our picture-in-picture up so we can jump back to the design mode. We are going to jump back to our PTZ here. There we are. That's better. And we are going to give that a go. It should be about a... Let's see here. Continue. Should be about 11.5-minute cut. right, and with that started, let's jump back to our patches. You see the red is kind of pinked out a little bit. I'll do those off stream, give them another coat. Everything else is looking pretty good. Our pink and our blue Therians are looking pretty nice. The pink could probably use a little bit of a touch up, but the blue and the white are actually pretty good. So I think we'll do the quick touch up on the pink here, and then we will jump back over to the commission work. We'll start working on that. Which means we'll get to break out the sewing machine. My very, very finicky sewing machine. Also, if you're new here, or even if you're not and you're still hanging around, don't forget you can become a VIP member in this channel through random chance. Using exclamation mark burb, you can see how burb you are and possibly get added to the VIP list for the month. Every single month we reset that list and start again. But I am actually working on some commands and some chat rewards and stuff that'll be VIP only. So we want to do you want to be a VIP. Very important verb. And it has nothing to do with the fact that I want to make everybody burps, regardless of what your persona might be, if you have one. If you don't, this will be a government assigned persona. Alright, pink's looking good. A little bit extra here. Yeah, laser is just hauling tonight. We're doing good. Alright. Victe is at 34% burb. That's because of all the cat deer in here. Got too much cat deer, so not enough burb. Did that shift again? Hold on. Let me get my my laser goggles here. I feel like I just checked on the screen. I feel like our laser shifted again. I might have some calibration work that I need to do. Because that seems very close to the edge of my sheet, even though when we tested it, it didn't seem that close. We'll see. I think we might be okay. It's just going to be very close to that edge. Alright, with that taken care of, let's put our paints to the side now and get our sewing stuff ready. We're going to be working on this piece first. All of these just move to the side so they can dry. Just kind of want them out of the way. We'll move the camera around so we've got a good view of the sewing machine. This is a custom lace line choker based off some of my previous designs. It really is going to be exactly like the others. The only main difference is that this one is has designs to facilitate metal sensitivity. We want to make sure that there's not any metal touching skin. At least that's not stainless steel or something that is more conducive to sensitivities. Let's pull our brown thread off. We don't need it. What we do want is going to be our black thread. Let's see if I can get that out without making a complete and total mess. Which is always the hard part, right? You know, or even like if I can find my black thread. That might be the more important task to start with. We've reached that time of night. Where did Birdie put something that she needs? Alright, one thing we can do while I'm doing this, let's pull our zoom back. You don't need that zoomed in. Okay, let's check down here. There it is. There's our black thread. I also, as I'm up and stretching, I think I'm going to take a quick break and run to the bathroom. You disappeared for a bit and returned, but now you've returned. Great. I'm going to disappear for a couple minutes, but I shall return as well. I'll leave the laser up so y'all can at least watch it. I'll just mute the mic for now. Yeah, I'll be back in like 5 or 6 minutes. Oh wow, I'm back. Fran, hi! Oh, thank you for the head pat. Sorry, I had to run for a bio break. I am back. Hope you're doing well. And thank you for the alert, Fran. Feel free to hang out, do whatever you need to do. Star, the owl, is that the owl from the song we were just listening to? Or is that like in-person real owl? Also, our laser cut is done. Hey, that didn't turn out too bad. Bap. Thank you, Matcha. Oh no, I'm being scanned. The song, yes. What am I? What's my specimen analysis? Oh, I'm pretty centered right now. A little more towards Majestic Raptor and Horny Pigeon, but mostly centered. I'll live with that. I think that's a good place to be. Okay. Okay, these turned out pretty cute. Did the paw prints cut properly, though? That's the real question. It looks like they did. So let me just grab one of them. Just pop out some of this stuff. So here is one of the paw prints. And what we'll do is we will actually put these together. I'll glue them. There'll be a cutout on one side for this. I can paint that inside red and the rest of it dye it black, and it'll look really cute as just a little keyring. Split pea soup is lit on and cooking. All right, nice, good. Definitely grab that food. Yeah, these turned out really nice. I'm actually pretty pleased with these. They are dumb and cute and exactly what I was hoping for. Our Therian ones, the engraved ones, didn't turn out quite as nice. I definitely need to calibrate the laser a little bit. See how we're off-centered now? It looks like our shape overall is still pretty good, but my engraving's off, which means there's probably a belt that's come just a tiny bit loose that I need to adjust. But that's all for future. We're not going to worry about that now. We need to get stitching. So let's get our bobbin swapped out here. We don't need brown thread, we want black. And then I will actually move y'all around. So there's a couple better angles for watching sewing than where you're currently sitting at on this camera. I should have enough in this bobbin. We are gonna take a bit of a chance here. But I believe I've got enough thread here. I don't think we're gonna need to make more. Okay, let's get this bobbin set up here. Go. Put in properly. There we are. And now, let's grab our little thread manager. Get our black thread set up. Go. Fran, I know you're lurking, so feel free, don't worry about answering if you're busy. But are you not streaming tonight? I thought Thursdays were usually one of your main stream nights. That down. There. This thread, we can actually move y'all a little bit now. Also turn off that picture-in-picture if you want. Probably not a bad thing. There we go. That'll be good for the moment while we're getting this set up. Machi, you said the burrito is really good. What all did you get on it? Okay. Just get this threaded through. Just like that. Pull our bobbin thread up here. There we go. You got the carnitas with added guac and sour cream. That sounds honestly delicious. Go. Alright, we should be ready to stitch. I feel like I need like an epic, like, stitching start. Like a fight intro. Okay. So, For our 3/4, this is just going to be... We could try doing it that way, but we're going to run into the problem of this bar is going to catch onto the hardware that we have. So I think we're going to have to go the other way, which is fine. It just means we're going to have a different problem to deal with, but we can get around it. Notches were okay, though. If they'd gotten there right away, they would have been acceptable. They were just mush. Oh, no. Mushy nachos. That's not good. Okay. Let's get everything lined up here. Should be set up there. Just about ready. Oh, wait. I have threaded this wrong. That was going to be really bad. Okay, there we go. The tensions would have been all off. And I would have been like, what is going on? Why is this not working? Are we doing the alphabet now? Yeah, absolutely. Nachos delivery is always kind of a crapshoot. Sometimes it's worth it though. And sometimes you're just craving it enough. And you can kind of revitalize nachos if you have an air fryer. You can crisp them back up pretty nicely. Alright, there we go. It's lined up where I want it. And away we go. Aw, thank you for the head pats, Victor. I appreciate it. Our standard back stitch here. Whip that forward. Now we get to play the game of, can I keep everything in a straight line? My tension just went off again. Hold on. What just happened here? What is going on? Get this fixed real fast. There we go. Saw my thread misbehaving and I was like, what is happening? Have that typed in and ready to go. What did I just miss? I'll take an L. Like, oh my gosh, Victor. I agree, Matcha. Victor shouldn't talk about our partners like that. There we go. Get that adjusted. And I'm going to drop y'all down so you can see a little bit better here. Just going to be a nicer view from this angle. Let's see. Okay. So, that's much better than it was. Still not perfect, but the current setup I have, it is as good as I'm gonna get. Can work with that. Faked how you ordered like another $100 of supplies, including that organizer case. I mean, hun, I love you, and I'm an enabler, and I love that you're getting into a hobby and a craft. So I'm going to encourage you. Keep going, girl. Get what you need. Your bappy bobs hurt. Does that mean you've been working on your chainmail? Have you made a whole bunch more progress? If so, can I see? Where are we sitting at? We're at 318. We've been going for a little bit. We'll see how we're feeling after we finish this piece. We'll definitely get the hardware put on it once we're done stitching. I also still need to make a chain for this piece. This little trans potion vial. I need to make a necklace chain for it. So we'll probably do that tonight. But beyond that, I think that might be where we'll wind up calling it for the day. Just because by that point it'll probably be close to my 4-hour mark, and that's usually about where I like to go. Alright, here's where we get a little fun. Because of the hardware, I get to play this game of like, can I get the needle where I want it, despite the foot hating being where it is? And the obvious answer would be like, that's super fair, hon. You didn't, it's not a fuck up. Not at all. Hard part here, I guess the obvious solution here rather, would be, you know, Birdie, don't put the hardware on till the end. However, like I said earlier, this is a piece that I'm making where the buyer has metal sensitivity, and so we don't want any metal touching skin if we can help it. Since I am a perfectionist, we need smaller pliers. Hun, I have some up here I can give you. I mean, actually, I might need to use them here in a little bit since we're going to be working on my own hardware. But I want you to try them and see if they work for you. Because if they do, great. We should do that. We should get you a set router. Okay. Move this one by hand here. We are almost through the woods on this project, or at least on this hardware piece. Just a couple more. Get to play. How do we fit the hardware out of the way? It's gonna be something dumb like this. But so long as it works and the stitch holds, that's what matters. So we've gotten so far through the alphabet. Wow. T. I love that it's highlighted. Thank you for that, Matcha. Okay. How do I want to do this? Or rather, how can I get this to stay where I need it? Go. This is such a dumb way to sew, but hey, it's working right now, so I can't complain too much. There we go. Officially through the challenging hardware portion for this side. This should go back to being relatively simple. Straighten ourselves back up here. Just get back in line, and we're away. These quarter-inch collars, or quarter-inch chokers, are always a pain to stitch through like this. But it works, and they wind up looking really good, so we can't complain too much. Y'all are having too much fun with this alphabet game. I appreciate it. What's going on here? Okay, we're still in line. Why are you fighting me? Looking really good. Just a minute ago. What are we angry about? I don't have a rat's nest. Why is my attention so fucking wild? Hold on. Hello? I want to bend this needle, but what is going on? Not tangled. We get Why are we upset? Machine, please tell me. There we go. This back in tension properly. There we go. That should be a little bit better. Hello? What is going on here? Why are you giving me such grief? There we go. Okay, that smoothed it out. I don't know exactly what was causing that, which is concerning. There we go. What happened here? Interesting. Okay. I think I can adjust that and fix it. So we are going to keep on moving. Move some stuff around here. There we go. Feeling a little bit better about this now. Very intrigued about how that got tangled earlier, but I think we've solved it. What I need is my thread to start freaking... I need a better thread holder is what I need for these, like, medium, these medium spools, because what I have now just is not cutting it. It's just not keeping the tension I need. And as a result, things are just kind of getting out of hand a little bit. What I should do is I need to ask Saturn if she could 3D print me a part that would help guide this thread. Because that would probably solve the problem on my end. Okay, otherwise this is looking good. Is this one of those situations where it's fighting you more because you're also a little bit tired? That's very possible. I came into this stream tired, so I am definitely still feeling that. It's thankfully not fighting me anymore, so that's good. But if it does it again, this might just be the sign of, like, hey, maybe we're done for the night. Or at the very least, we'll finish this off. But you can see right here, there's one loop. Maybe you can see it. I don't know. Oh, there it is. You see that one loop pulled up. That's what gave me such a big issue. And I can fix that with my thread burner, so I'm not super worried about cleaning it up. But it was just messing. It was because all my tensions were messed up, and I was trying to figure out why. Get more tilted. You get more tilted at work with difficult cars when you come in there tired. Yeah. Yep. I get that. I'm definitely that way too. The more tired this birdie is, the less patient she is with tedious tasks. I am definitely hitting that tired level. Luckily, I do think I can actually fix this pretty easily. Just grab. Pull this to the back side so it's not visible on the front. And then I will probably knot that and burn it in such a way that it is out of the way. Okay. One more side. And honestly, I had dreams to do more, but we might call it after I finish this side. I just want to finish it so it's not sitting on my sewing machine for, the next day or two. The hardware and stuff I can always do later. There we go. You're edging the alphabet right now. Look, I've said it before, we enjoy edging in this chat. Edging is good. I edge my leather a lot. We're stitching on the edge right now. Go. Now we're rocking pretty smoothly. My tensions are all cleaned up and looking nice. So while I'm here, I'm going to trim the excess from the far side. Not really on camera, but just making sure it's out of the way for when we get to the get all the way around. There we go. These first couple stitches were kind of nasty. Okay. Yeah. You watcha. I mean, I believe you. There we go. I like this playlist, but I think it's about time that I add some more stuff to it. So we build the playlist out until there's so many songs that we don't go through all of them in one stream. That, I think, is the goal right now. Alright, here comes the tricky part. First couple are usually not too bad. Up a little bit, rotate nice. And we just rotate it back. Do the same thing here. Rotate it back before we are out of the hole. Now comes the harder one. So we gotta do some real heavy rotation here. Go. Did the last leather, so it's your turn. I think my chat's pretty tired too. Matcha, you and I talked about it. When does the big walk come out? I forget the release date. Four-star. I know you and I both talked about that. Unthread. No. Okay. Alright, we're on the home stretch, y'all. Wait. I feel like that is... It is! Damn it! I ran out. My bobbin ran out. God damn it. Right in the center, too. Oh, that's a bummer. Okay. August 4th. Okay, that's not super far. We play so much. Oh yeah, we should play. I'll definitely get it too. Maybe get a little group to play. That'd be a lot of fun. Alright, let me clean these up. This was like the worst place for this bobbin to run out too. Damn. Okay. Let's get our bobbin set. Here we are. So y'all can see that. Flip the thread around, coming from this side. Get this locked in here. Turns, make sure that I've got a good lock on. Okay, there we go. Should be at least good enough where I can cut that back. We'll just get some bobbin refilled here. Could do this with the foot press and the motor, but honestly, I just want enough to get through the rest of the stitching on this. Go. All right, that should be enough. We only got about a quarter of this left to do. We'll get this put back in. Get our thread put back together. And then we get to play the fun game of navigating that center buckle again, or that center D-ring, on top of needing to backstitch. And stay in the exact same holes that we were already in. So this is going to be a fun little challenge here. Okay. Get this situated. It's also a bummer because I just had all my tension worked out. My current setup. And like the tension for the machine is fine. It's the tension on the spool and where the spool's setting that is the pain in the butt. Okay. Put some excess here, and I'll move the camera here in just a second for y'all. Hope everyone's doing well. Sometimes I worry that this stuff can be exceptionally boring to watch. So I'm grateful that y'all are still here chatting with me. Hopefully y'all are having a good time. Just relaxing. You should hydrate.
Macho_main needs you to hydrate.
I will hydrate too, thank you. Okay. Get this, once I get this threaded, there we go, got it. I will grab my water and take a drink. I'm almost out, just a little bit left. Don't know, there, just a little bit left. Finish that. And we'll probably finish the stream before I actually get more water. Should be good, assuming. Yep. There we go. Alright, let's get our bobbin thread back. And away we go. You can drink your water out of your vintage icy straw? Hell yeah. Vintage icy straw. That's awesome. Okay. We start with the back stitch, so we're going to go stitch ahead. Right there. There we are. Yep, this is where it's going to be very interesting. It's right on the buckle here. This is the weirdest back stitch you'll ever see. I don't know, it may not be, but it's certainly weird for my standards. Flip that around, lift you up and get you back into place. Back forward one more time. This again. Alright, I think we are back on track here. There we go. And we're still going in the same holes we already punched. Should keep this looking nice and clean, despite being a completely separate piece of thread. Here we are, and we're back to where we stopped. So just about a quarter left to go. We're almost there, y'all. Thanks everybody for hanging out tonight. I really love and appreciate all of your energy. You all are amazing. And I feel so honored that you all would, spend your evening with me. There's certainly plenty of other things that y'all could be doing. And so the fact that you spend the time with me means so much. As we finish this off, I'm gonna look for someone to raid here in just a minute once I kind of finish this thread off. But if you have any ideas, know anybody, always looking for crafters. I'm looking for trans people, PNG or VTubers, queer folk, anybody that really kind of just matches those. And I love to raid new people. Usually Fran is back. Yeah, so usually Thursday nights I'll raid out to Fran because she's usually streaming. So if she's on and streaming, I know she was in stream a little bit earlier. I'm happy to raid out to Fran because that's always fun. As I said before, I am actually going to take a break this Sunday and focus on just kind of being with people and resting, especially since I'll be at the market all Saturday. So I won't be on to do a game night this week, but I'll be back on Monday to do more leather work, and we will be starting to really prep for the next market, which is going to be in mid-August, as well as just working on other projects. I think next week we are going to be doing the corset stream, so I might honestly be focusing on getting prepped for that. The corset's ready to go, like I am ready to wear it, and I have it already, but I need to make sure my pattern is ready, which it should be just about done. And I need to figure out designs. If y'all have ideas for designs for the tooling on this, let me know. I definitely want to keep it like bird related if possible. I mean, this is going to be something that I wear. But I would love to tool it and really kind of make it special because it's going to be a bit of a showcase piece too. And it's just going to be me testing and showing and proving to myself that I can do it. So if you guys have any ideas, please put them in the Discord. I'd love to hear them, and I'm open to all sorts. There's a lot of room on the panels, so we can certainly do a fair bit, so long as it's kind of cohesive. Alright, back stitching now. No, that is it. That should be a pretty well finished choker piece. Trim my thread here so I can burn the ends. We'll move this back so y'all can see a little bit. But yeah, that looks really good. Despite everything, we actually managed to keep the line really straight, even by the hardware in the middle. I think once we clean up these extra threads, burn the nubbins down so they don't fray or come undone. Here we are. And we'll do it on this side as well. There we go. And then right at the end over here, but yeah, as we get ready to raid out, please feel free to, I mean, if you need to go somewhere, you need to kind of wind down, go do that. But if you can hang out for a couple minutes, say, if we raid out to Fran, I would say hi, check out what she's doing. She's a sweetie. We love hanging out with her in her stream. Honestly, maybe give her a follow. As I said before, follows are free and they're great ways to find new people to watch. And she's been doing a lot with Kingdom Hearts, which has been fun to watch recently. I don't know if that's what she's doing today. She finished the game last time, but yeah. There we go. That is pretty well done. We'll add the hardware. I'll probably do that off stream, just on my own time. But we'll add the hardware, and then we should be. This whole project should be pretty well done at that point. But yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Alright, yeah, there's a few little loops and pieces that I can clean up later, but I'm pretty pleased with that. Okay, with that in mind, thank y'all for hanging out. I'm gonna go ahead and start our raid here. Let's see. Yep, Fran is raiding, so we are going to go ahead and raid out to her. Again, say hi, hang around if you can. Otherwise, take care of yourself. Don't feel like you have to. And we will see you later. Thank you so much, everybody. Hope you have a wonderful evening and get some good rest, okay? There's that. Let's start that. I'm going to switch over to my ending screen. Yeah, I'll see y'all next week. Yeah, thank you to the raiders, Kalis and Toby, both for raiding me. Really, really appreciate it. Yeah, talk to y'all later.